Guys, there's this story that gives me chill every time I think about it. It happened in 1803 during the slave trade era when a group of fearless, proud Igbo men and women were captured from what is now the southeastern Nigeria. Known for their strong sense of independence, pride, and spiritualities, the Igbos were often described by the slave traders as being rebellious because they refused to submit easily and many would rather die than live as slaves. They bought them like objects, chained them together, and threw them into the belly of a ship. Imagine the voyage across the Atlantic. The stench, the screams, the silence of the ocean swallowing every cry for help. When they reached Savannah, Georgia, they were sold again, about 75 of them, then loaded them into a smaller boat heading to a place called St. Simon's Island. But somewhere during that short trip, something happened. Something inside of them snapped. They didn't have anything to lose. They've been stripped of everything but their spirits. The Igbo captives rose up against the crew. They break free of their chains, overpowered their captors, and forced them to jump into the water, and they took control over the ship. But freedom didn't mean going back to the nearest land in chains. No. When the ship drifted to shores near a creek now called the Dunbar Creek, they made a choice. They looked at the water and then they looked at each other. And slowly, guys, they started walking into the ocean. And one by one, they disappeared beneath the waves of the ocean, choosing death over bondage and slavery. They sank in Igbo as they are walking into the water. And the words roughly translating to, the water spirits brought us here, the water spirits will take us home. They believed that through death, their souls will return home, back to Igbo land, across the Atlantic Ocean. The locals said their body washed up, but their spirits didn't stay. It stood up and flew back to Africa. Till this day, that place is called Igbo Landing, a sacred spot, a place where courage speaks louder than chains, which is why in African American folklore, you hear them talk about the flying Africans. It's actually inspired by the Igbo Landing.